Tenori's on Louisville, Martinez Chiropractic, James Machine Works, Mama DeLuca's Pizza, Origin Bank, David's Mobile Detail, Nuke's Eatery, 3B Equipment Rental, Neela Title Company, The Levy Grill, Liz McQueen, John Ray Realty, and Jeffrey Angelone. Now, let's head to Melvyn's Restaurant as we catch up with head coach Jeff Tannehill and Stewart Shelby.
All right, everybody, welcome in to this week's edition of Tiger Talk live here from Melvyn's Restaurant. Stewart Shelby alongside Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill. And Coach, heck of a game last Friday night, just one that kind of didn't come out for the good guys.
No, it was a great game, I'm sure, for the fans to watch. But, I mean, anytime you come out on the short end of the stick, it's not good. But, I thought our kids played their guts out, and we just came up short right with 8 seconds left, and then we still had a chance to get to it, get down and score one more last time to try to win that game. I just felt, our kids played about as good as they could play, and gave every ounce of effort they had out there. So,
well, I mean, you talk about a heck of a game, had a great atmosphere at Bill Ripple Stadium last week, and started out offensively pretty hot. You come out. Defense forced Walker Howard and his cronies into a punt situation. You get the ball back at the 19-yard line, and real quick, we can probably go right to the highlights here because A.J. Allen. Here's the first offensive snap of the football. Actually, the second. There was a penalty that backed it up right there. So to the 19, and A.J.
handed outside zone to A.J. and O-line washed him down to the left, and he cuts it all the way back, which that's the way it's designed to run. And then, there he goes down the sidelines like he did quite a few times. So
something happened at a Neville football game that I don't think has ever happened before. I can't say that for certain. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like this as far as the first two offensive plays going. That first one, that was 81 yards that we just saw there on the screen. 81 yards for a touchdown, and then you force another punt. Get the ball back. It was downed on
it's actually a quick kick. The quick kick.
Yeah, quick kicked it. Well, Walker came down there, quick kicked it, downed it on the one, and then before we get to that, we'll kind of talk about what set up that quick kick. And I think that was a third down play where Dubose covered the screen pretty well. Yeah,
our secondary was pretty dang good in the first half the other night. Very few miscues, and we gave them a lot of different looks. Coach Collins had a great game plan for them, and we had to make some adjustments after half. But the first half was definitely a good game called and a good execution by our defense.
Yeah, I mean, you're facing one of the top quarterbacks, not only in the state but in the country.
He's the best I've ever seen.
He really was, and we'll talk about Walker Howard and his play here. But here comes the second play. We were referencing A.J. Allen from the one. This was the second offensive play from scrimmage.
Again, we just read a regular old inside give play, and he causes a few of them to miss tackles once he breaks the line of scrimmage, and then good job of blocking right there by Brady Menzina and not hitting anybody in the back and just staying in front, and then A.J. does the rest.
A.J. does the rest. So 2 carries and 180 yards rushing for A.J. Allen in your offense right there on 2 plays. And we talked earlier in the season about, sometimes offense kind of getting off to a slow start. Didn't happen last Friday night, but what did happen was your defense still didn't get much rest with a couple of plays.
Well, that's just it's part of it. I'm not going to tell somebody not to score.
No, nobody is.
We did a really good job later in the game milking the clock down and then coming out with a touchdown. And that was kind of our game plan. Didn't really expect to bust 2 early like we did, but anytime you have A.J. Allen in the backfield, you got a chance for a big play.
Yeah, you keep mentioning the defense. Another highlight here was Jalen Blackson, who had a heck of a game himself right here. And his coverage on the screen, which
just about picked it off there. He read it perfectly. They got us on a few screens the other night, but those 2 that we just showed, our guys were right there at the right place at the right time.
It did. Definitely. It took a while for Walker Howard to kind of settle into this ball game a little bit, and based solely on the play, I believe, of your defensive backfield. I mean, you had it covered right here, and you talk about continuing on the defense. Here's Strawder with the blitz on third down.
Oh, yeah. Coach Collins brought the corner here, and he hit him just as he let it go. Otherwise, it would have been a sack. We kept the pressure on them that whole first half, and, I thought, the whole defense played really good the other night, not just the secondary.
It did.
We only had 3 defensive linemen the other night, and one of those was a secondary player. We'll talk about him in a few minutes.
We will. He had a heck of a game. I think right there on fourth down, Hinton Roberts coming up with a big sack too. That was right after that play. And
anytime you can sack Walker Howard and get them backed up and keep pushing the ball back and make them throw it further down the field, he has to hold it longer, and that gives us a chance to get there.
Mm-hmm. You definitely did that. And right there, I believe it's 14-7 after that.
I think so.
That sack right around in there. Keeping on with this, AJ, I mean, we keep talking about AJ. Here's a nice 17-yard run from AJ. This is the blitz sack here.
Yeah.
Hinton Roberts again getting in there as he comes in late.
Yeah, he's mirroring the quarterback there and does a great job of staying in front of him. And once he breaks loose out of the box, then Hinton's got to go get him. And we did that most of the night. The few times we didn't, he got loose and we had trouble with it. But that was definitely a good play there. But I think it put them in a punting situation.
It definitely did. And on the next drive, A.J. Allen here with a nice, I believe, 17-yard run.
Yeah. Well, anytime he's got a little bit of space, it's hard to bring him down. And the other night, you could see it in his eyes. He came ready to play the other night for sure.
Definitely did, and that leads to his third touchdown run of the night.
This was a really good drive here. We milked the clock down a little bit, and then he pops one in there late.
Yeah,
I don't know how far it was.
49 yards, I believe.
Yeah.
On the carry, and you see him just make that. The way he makes those cuts, Coach, is just it's something. I mean, I'm getting more and more impressed by his running style and running ability in each game.
There's no doubt that he's got great feet and great vision, and to go along with the good offensive line that we have, and Tristan Osborne is doing a great job at tight end right now, and so we'll get Plummer back in a couple weeks, and we'll have 2 tight ends that we can use in the game. But Tristan's really done a good job in blocking on that edge, on that hand sweep, stretch play they call it. It's really been a good play for us this year, and he has great vision to cut it all the way back, so it's a perfect play for AJ.
Leads up. You kept, a lot of offense in this game. A lot of people came out to see the offense.
There was a lot of football.
A lot of football to be played, but here's another defensive play as Dubose comes up to make a tackle on Walker Howard.
Well, he scrambled, got out of the pocket. Dubose's man, he waved him back to the safety, and there was nobody there but Dubose to tackle him, and he did a good job of coming up and stopping him on that play.
And here's the fourth touchdown run here from A.J. I mean, 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. Not a bad night.
This drive right here, he caps it off with a touchdown. That's the drive that, we milked the clock. The defense was really tired.
Yep.
We milked it about 6-7 minutes off the clock there, and was hoping I would get a few more, but I'm not going to tell him not to score for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We started talking about it in the booth. It's the type of game there, especially in the second half, but whoever had it last had a shot, depending on how much time you had in there. Here's another one with A.J. You're trying to extend that last drive right here, and A.J. with a nice 25-yard run to get things started.
Yeah.
Or actually a little screen pass.
Yeah, that's our double screen, and he gets loose right here. Just about popped it out of there. But
one more
great
broken
job
tackle.
Brett did a great job of letting them come to him, him dumping it off, and we knew they were going to be coming hard and heavy there, so we ran the screen pass to start that drive off, and that really got us going and got us a little breathing room, got out of our own area.
And then Batterford, to get you further down the deal, had a nice 30-yard run here as well as he pulls it on the read option.
Right.
Just goes down the right side and gets across midfield and rustled out of bounds at around the 38.
That's a really good run there. We had a little hold. It had some of it back, and then we went on down. I know you're about to I know what you're about to talk about here.
But yeah, Menzina here with the screenplay, and this was a play that was a lot on number 14 here as he got bottled up.
Yep, does a great job of getting out of it, and then our linemen stay and built him a wall right there, and he gets on down the field. And I really wish he'd have stayed up that sideline right there, but in the speed of the game, it's just really hard to tell. Plus, he was trying to stay in bounds and help the clock a little bit too.
Well, and he did, and that was the final offensive rule. I say final offensive drive.
That was the final offense.
We had really one drive. Play. You had one play. Walker Howard goes down there, and they had a big. We all saw it. A big fourth and was it 18, 19, where
they somewhere in there, 17,
drug a tight end, and it really showed you that Walker has been in that offense. His second year of starting. He'd been there for 4 years, but watching him work in that pocket, when you go up against a quarterback, there's only a certain few things that you can truly defend, and you got him in the situation that you did, but he got out of it by just letting one man go. The tight end, 84, just kept showing up.
Right.
And
he went to running, and we were coming off just trying to defend that run so he doesn't get a long run, because earlier in the first half he got loose around the edge, and actually just we didn't tackle him, but we had people coming off to tackle and just didn't make the tackle. But as we progressed during the game, we had people coming off the receivers before he crossed the line of scrimmage, and they were just leaving a little bit early. 99 times out of 100, that's going to be fine. Yep. That time in particular, he got us.
He got you.
And that was the message I told our guys after the game. I said, guys, you play your guts out. You leave it all on the field. You can't hold your head down. You got to get your chin up, and don't let this hurt the rest of our season.
That's right. You played a good team. It's not that it was maybe a kind of a unworthy team to lose to, where you played bad and did it. You went up against
played a good team.
They played good. They played well, and you played well, and you just ran out of time there at the end. More than 8 seconds left on the clock, we might have had a different story right there. So a couple of opportunities kind of missed there at the end, but nevertheless, the Tigers fell 35-28 last Friday to a very good St. Thomas More football team. So we'll put that one to bed and move forward.
The Rebels this week.
There's no rest for the weary here as the Rebels show up. We still got to talk about the scheduling that you guys did in the first 5 games of the 2021 season. But the Rebels come calling. This one, again, having a big game at Bill Ruppel this Friday. We'll talk about that coming up later. But first, we're going to talk to a couple of the Bengal Bells going to join us here today, as well as, I believe, Nick Gipson coming to talk was one of the defensive players of the week as well. Coach Chris Campbell will join us as in the coaching segment there in segment 4, and then we'll talk about the task of it's been a while since we beat the Rebels. We'll see if we can't figure out a way to
26 years.
Only played 10 times, but since 95. So we'll talk about that a whole lot more. You're watching Tiger Talk right here on the Neville Tiger Network. We're live from Melvin's. We'll be right back.
Being a strong team means accomplishing great things by working together. Being a Neville Tiger means striving for excellence in all things. Origin Bank and Neville High School share a long history of making a difference in our community. Together with the Food Bank of Northeast Louisiana, we're able to provide meals to children, families, and seniors facing hunger in Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville Tiger football, always a winning combination. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
You told me one click.
You told me one call.
You told me you'll get it done.
I called.
But never got you.
Instead, I was handed off to someone else.
In fact, I never even met you.
Are you even for real?
Don't be misled. If you've been injured, you deserve to meet with the actual attorney you saw on TV.
At Parker Alexander, you'll meet with me.
Or me.
We'll fight to get the money you deserve.
Remember, there's never a fee unless we get money for you. And that's for real.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvyn's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvyn's Restaurant in Monroe.
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nuke's, we love to share great food, to delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nuke's Eatery.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Come by Melvyn's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvyn's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvyn's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvyn's Restaurant in Monroe.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Tiger Talk here, live from Melvyn's Restaurant, as we are every Wednesday night during football season. Tiger Talk starts at 6:30, but the doors open around 5:30, so get here early. I got a nice crowd here this evening, and we pulled a couple of nice young ladies out of the crowd to talk to us here, and they just randomly walked in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all did. So I've got Alexia and Arianna, who are members of the award-winning Bengal Bells. Mm-hmm. So, you know, ladies, welcome to Tiger Talk.
Thank you for having us.
Well, good. You know, we watched the Bengal Bells. The Bengal Bells have been around a long time. I believe they started, if my memory serves, 69. Anybody can check me back there? I think it was 69. Yep. That was when my mom was a senior at Neville High School.
Okay.
So there you go. You're part of a long-standing, tradition-rich part of this school and the tradition of Neville. So carrying that on now, it looks a lot different now than it did back in the late 60s and 70s. But the quality that I've seen, I mean, you girls do a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to prepare that.
A lot of work.
So let's talk about that. You know, last year, now what are y'all both seniors?
Yes.
Okay. You know, last year missing that, it was COVID, there was all kind of crazy stuff going on, and then able to do some camps this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that go? We
did amazing. There was only like 2 teams there. Well, it was actually just us and another team from Galveston, so it was actually relatively just fun because we didn't have to struggle with any other teams being there, so it was just us and the other team. We just acted like there was like a whole bunch of teams there.
Well, you know, Arianna, I noticed this last dance y'all did at the pep rally. You had the out of this, was it Space Jam? It was a Space Jam theme right there, and y'all had all kind of aliens, and y'all got some of the teachers and staff involved in that. And talk about how that kind of came to be.
Well, usually for pep rallies, we like to stay ahead, so we like plan ahead for the week, and so we had a bunch of costume changes and everything, and it was just a bunch of fun to put together.
It was a bunch of fun to put together. It was a heck of a routine, and you know, I'm up there enough trying to set up for things, and I hear your choreographer, sponsor, Miss Jessica, sorry, and I mean, it's not just showing up looking pretty and
it's hard work.
It's hard work. I mean, I see some of the moves y'all get. I mean, it's a lot of not only just hard work, but it's so technical, and y'all are so good at it. You know, that's something that guys like us. It's you talk about a football player, baseball team, things like that. They've got to do the little things right. It goes the same for the Bengal Bells.
Yes, exactly.
And I really am always in awe of, like I said, the work that you ladies put in. But who comes up with some of this? I mean, where's the input? Is it all Miss Jessica that comes up with a lot of it?
All of it. She does it. She does everything.
Does everything.
Everything.
By herself.
By herself.
But gets it, from the music and all that. Do y'all have?
Yes, she makes her own music.
Yes. So her own music, I hear that coming through, and then from the choreography and everything else, she kind of works it out, and then do y'all have, I mean, the input that comes in from y'all? Can y'all improvise a little bit? Maybe add two things every now and again?
Yeah, sometimes we'll be like, can we change up this? Because some people aren't getting one step, so we just try to figure out a way on how everybody can get it.
So through football season, now do y'all have competitions coming up after football season?
We do.
Tell me about those.
We go to state in Lafayette in January.
Yes.
Early January. Okay, it's during the MLK holiday and stuff. So we're probably going to start preparing for that in early October, maybe late October, so we can get all our dances together. And
then y'all will do maybe a preview deal for every. I remember that all that type of stuff comes out, so you get to show your I guess state competition deal. And from state, where would you go from there? You advance out of state. There's national competitions and.
Well, we try to go to nationals every other year. So what was it? Our sophomore year we went to nationals, but the last year we couldn't because of COVID. But this year we're probably going to New York.
To New York. Wow, that's going to be a fun trip. Most definitely is. So now y'all both been Bengal Bells since y'all sophomore year.
Yes.
So what's your favorite part of being on the Bengal Bells? What do you like the best? I'll ask each of you right there.
The best part for me is just marching. Once you get down those aisles, it's just so much energy. I just don't know how to explain it.
It's like running out of the tunnel for a football game. You know. What about you?
My favorite part would be pep rallies. The adrenaline and the rush is just so fun.
The just getting out and performing in front of that. Now, you ladies have had some pretty big crowds over the first few games we've had here. So how's that been to a packed house? We didn't have that much last year at all.
We're very thankful for it, and we're just happy that we have a whole bunch of people coming to support us in everything we do.
Well, they definitely do. They've been supporting not only your team, but the teams from the past for a very long time, and we all appreciate your hard work and dedication to y'all's craft, and it definitely shows on the field. So a round of applause for these two ladies, and the rest of their deal is definitely done. And they're not listening to me. Don't worry about it. They don't listen to me. But we appreciate you ladies stopping by, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, so you heard it there. We've got Alexia and Arianna, the Bengal Bells, some of the hardest working ladies in the Tiger support groups. So when we return, we will talk to a former Neville graduate and now a current Neville coach, Chris Campbell, and he always has some great conversations with Coach Campbell. We'll have that coming up for you next here on Tiger Talk. We're live from Melvin's. We'll be right back.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizza, 9, 12, or 14 inch. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta bowls. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
Baton Rouge, Shreveport, New Orleans.
Attorneys from all over our state are flocking to our area to handle your injury case. I'm Chad Carter.
And I'm Kevin Alexander. We didn't come in from out of town to take your case.
If you've been injured, come see us at Parker Alexander. We live and work right here in Northeast Louisiana.
Remember, we don't get paid unless you get paid. So we're here to handle your case personally.
Let Tenori's Own Louisville help you with your special gift needs, offering a wide variety of products to make any Tiger happy. Go visit Tenori's, located at 801 Louisville Avenue, or give them a call at 318-325-4100. That's Tenori's on Louisville. Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
All right, welcome back into Tiger Talk. Stewart Shelby now joined by Neville defensive backs coach Chris Campbell. Coach, welcome to Tiger Talk, man.
Thank you for having me.
Man, you've it's not your first time on Tiger Talk.
No, it's not.
And if you missed him, he was on Pick'em Grissom segment last week. That was a good segment talking about. Is he a Neville Legends guy? No, it's not Neville. Oh, you are a Neville legend. I would say you're a Neville legend.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you was talking about Pick'em Grissom. It was
no. Well, we're We're not going to talk about Coach as a. He's not quite a legend yet.
No,
but he's close. He's close.
Close. Shooting, playing horseshoes.
Hey, Coach. Known you a long time. Would you graduate 95 from Neville?
Yes.
And as we come through here, this is your, about 7th, 8th year coach of defensive backs?
No, it started in 11 coaching.
So 10 years coach of defensive backs. And you've had quite a few good defensive backs come through the halls of Neville.
I did. Had quite a few come through.
Does that make your job easier or harder with the talent that you have year in and year out?
It's easy coaching athletes. Just to be honest with you, make your job look a lot easy. So it's real easy coaching athletes.
Well, you talk about these athletes. You talk about some of the guys you got now with guys like Dubose, Strawder, Gibson, who we'll talk to here later on in the show. But you've had some talented guys, and let's kind of talk more about your guys that you have here in 21.
Well, I just coached the corners this year.
Okay.
Coach Wise coached the interior part of it, the safeties and weak safeties, and the books, as we call it this year.
Mm-hmm.
So Coach Wise coached those guys. I just have Zay Strawder and Dubose.
Yeah.
So those are my two guys right there.
And definitely had their hands full last week versus Walker Howard and crew.
Walker Howard is a tremendous athlete. He's a phenom. I'm going on record that he might start for LSU next year. I hope I ain't putting no pressure on the kid, but where I saw him throw BBs last Friday night, I'm like, man, this kid pretty. Yeah. He's a phenom.
Moved well in the pocket and definitely delivered the football. And knew where everybody was. Yeah. And it's hard to defend a guy like that. You can excuse me. No, you're fine, but you can slow a guy you can slow him down a little bit, and y'all did a great job, especially keeping him kind of from running the football early on and not allowing him to extend drives, extend plays. But at some point, a good quarterback, it's hard for a defensive backfield to kind of stay with him for every play for 4 quarters.
You had that window of 4 seconds of covering. Break down over that 4 seconds over that time in those guys' head. Somebody will get loose. Walker Howard, he like I said, he's a great quarterback. Can't take nothing away from him. I think Coach Collins did a great plan.
Scheme. Yeah,
had a great plan. So it was just the ones who had the ball last, like y'all said earlier, and they had the ball last, and they took advantage of it.
Held them underneath their season average by a couple of touchdowns, so that's a win. Let's get off of that. Last time we beat West Monroe, I believe, was your junior year. Your junior year at Neville. You graduated in 95. No. It was after you graduated. It was after the year after you graduated.
Exactly.
It was 2 years after me, But you talk about a football team, maybe one of the best football teams collectively we've seen at Neville in a long time, at least up to that point. Guys like Zant Sutton and Derek Dyer. And forgive me why I'm going my mind's blank for number 30. Roderick Broughton, Adrian Butler.
Yeah.
You had some players on that football team, and that was the last time the Tigers beat the Rebels.
Yeah, but everybody also got to remember we stopped playing them as well.
2001.
So we say 95, and it was some years up in there that's
only 10 games.
Yeah, so just say the last time you beat them 95, you also got to put in there, well, we haven't played them. We stopped playing them as well. So, but I know the last time we actually beat them was 1995.
It's always a big game.
Yeah, it's a big
just
game.
One of those deals where it's a crosstown rivalry.
Crosstown rivalry, absolutely. Who city the best? Monroe or West Monroe? You know what I'm saying? Whose city is the best?
The legendary stuff coming through. I know when we were coming through, when we were playing them every year, it was just after the Rebels started getting good. And you talk about those 10 straight victories against the Tigers. They've only won 14 total. So it started in the 90s where it got to be a rivalry right there, and things got kind of heated and everything else, between the students and everything else, and it became a us versus them type deal.
Yeah, no doubt. When back, if I remember, when Larry Wright left Washita and went over to West Monroe, that was like, whoa, hold up now. So when Larry went to West Monroe, it brought West Monroe on the map. Then you had guys like Tommy Banks, Jay King.
Yeah,
all them guys.
Yeah,
and,
Brady James, Adam McConaughey.
And so they had no choice but to just skyrocket. Props to them.
Definitely.
Just like that school down in New Orleans. Props to them. So they doing what they do.
It's our job to figure out a way that we can, I guess, get over that hump. If you say, it doesn't matter. We can talk about that deal, but 10 straight is 10 straight.
Yeah, 10 straight is 10 straight. You're right.
And you talk about a team in West Monroe. Washita Russin have similar, if not their longer streaks against the Rebels, but it was just coming over this Friday night. It's going to be a war. Now, you talk about this, but you had somebody who goes from you played 3 teams that ran the football.
Absolutely.
You had Power Eye. And then Gina had the little split back veer, and then Washita is kind of a mixture of both, but heavily run-oriented deals. Then we go to Walker Howard, who throws it 50 times a game, and now we're back to West Monroe, who's going to be running that veer at you again.
Now, West Monroe, they'll run the veer, but they'll try to keep us honest. They'll pass it here and there. They'll just try to keep us honest. Just say, hey, I can pass it, so you got to respect it, even though you know what we're going to do, but I'm going to throw the ball here and there, so you still got to respect it.
So when you face a team that, runs the football predominantly, and when I've talked to, Dubose and a couple of your guys over there, like what do you, and I've had Elam on the show, but somebody like the corners, them specifically, what's their focus?
Don't fall asleep. Don't get bored out there. Just don't fall asleep. Don't get caught, excuse my language, don't get caught with your pants down.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Just keep doing your job.
Keep doing your job, absolutely.
Because you never know when something's going to happen.
We got to make sure we're watching for that tight end, so he won't just be all by himself going up the field. We got to make sure we watch out for that fullback coming out on the backfield for the rail route. We got to make sure they give you a lot that you have to watch for in that offense that they do.
They definitely do. They've been running it for a long time.
It's working.
Yeah, it keeps working. You've got a heck of a running back over there in Rayshawn Pleasant, I believe, that can really do some damage. And, hey, it's just going to be a heck of a game Friday night.
Yeah, I believe he and AJ are friends, if I'm not mistaken. This game right here is like we said, it's a rivalry game. It's about the kids talking to each other with this social media bull crap going on now at these days. Excuse me.
It is.
But it's
I agree.
So these kids, that's how they talk to each other, through text messages, through Instagram, Snapchat, all that. Yeah. So it's a rivalry within a rivalry, So hats off.
Well,
let's have fun.
It all kind of adds into like you said, the rivalry and the mystique of when these two teams get together. Some interesting things have happened over the years. I mean, it's been some crazy games. It's been a lot of lopsided games mixed in there as well. I expect this Friday night to be another one of those crazy finishes.
This Friday night, it's going to be a battle, man. It's just hopefully we might have to end up taking a lot of our guys to Dr. Martinez. Hope he can crack their backs and all that good stuff. So hopefully, I hope he got his hands ready so he can pop their backs before and after. So it'll be a war. It's high school football in the Twin City. You got two powerhouse teams in the state playing each other. What more could you ask for?
No, not much. But it's going to be a good one this Friday night versus the Rebels. We want you there, so come out, get out early. The stands will be packed. Get you a ticket if you don't have one already. Coach Campbell and the rest of the Tigers are going to need your support. Chris, always a pleasure, man.
Same here. Go Tigers.
Good joining us. Folks, we will check in with one of the Tiger defensive backs, the defensive player of the week, Nick Gipson, coming up after the break. So stay tuned right here on Tiger Talk live from Melvin's.
Hey Neville Tiger Nation, this season if you find yourself feeling a little under the weather, visit Go Family Health on North 18th Street. They cover flu shots, sports physicals, sick visits, annual visits, or if nothing is wrong, they can do your regular checkup. Go Family Health has a happy staff, clean office, and they can take care of all your family's health care needs.
This is Tiffany Terra with Go Family Health. We love our Neville Tigers, and we want to thank all of Neville Nation for always supporting Go Family Health.
I'm Matt Dickerson, and I'm a satisfied 3B equipment rental customer. So I called Matt because we were trying to get our plots together for dove season. He brought this equipment out to us, dropped it off, unloaded it for us, and really made the whole process very easy. I know Matt does real well in the service department, and through some other rental experiences we've had with him. The tractor that he dropped off for us was in brand new condition. Everything was in good shape. It's good to know that you can count on equipment when he drops it off. I'd highly recommend Matt Bridges and 3B Outdoors for all your equipment rental needs.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
All right, everybody, welcome back into Tiger Talk. We traded in Coach Campbell for Nick Gipson, last week's player of the week on the defensive side of the ball. So congratulations, man. You played an awesome game.
Thank you. Yes,
look, last week you found yourself, you're basically back in the back end at safety. And last week I looked down there and number 23 is playing defensive end.
Yes, sir.
Coach Collins had an interesting scheme against Walker Howard, but it worked. Your speed really helped out in trying to contain him.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, you ready to get back on the back end, or did you enjoy playing defensive end? You found you a new position?
I like playing on the line. It's fun, speed rushing, helping the linebackers do what they got to do, the outside linebackers. But I'm ready to get back to the secondary.
Yeah.
Make tackles. Yes, sir.
You made some big tackles not only this year, started kind of cracking yourself into the lineup last year in that kind of a short season,
yes,
if you will. But let's talk about that. I mean, your progression into that? You've always been a defensive back, or when you got to Neville, anything changed? How'd that come to pass?
In Little League flag, I used to play end all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we got to junior high, that's when I started playing outside linebacker, receiver.
Yeah.
Then coming into Neville, freshman year, they put me at outside linebacker, making plays at freshman, and I just stayed right there.
You stayed back there?
Yes, sir.
Well, you've got the size and the build for to play in that back end. Long, tall, right there. You didn't add the 260 pounds. That's what the ends guys. And guys like that. So I think you're built well for where you are to play back there at that safety position. You tackle well in space, and you cover well when it comes up when you have to. So I've been impressed with your play, and we keep calling number 23 more and more as the season comes in there. So what do you think contributes to your knack for making those type of plays?
Just I trust myself, the abilities, my speed.
Yeah.
Where the offensive player go, how he want to change directions. I know. I used to be an offensive player, so I know what he want to do. Cut back in, just push him to the sideline, just make plays, speed.
Well, that's the fun part about it. So being on the offensive side of the ball has kind of helped you when you flipped over to the defensive side of the ball.
Yes, sir.
It seems to be a pretty common theme for a lot of defensive backs. What you're looking for is athletes, people that can be athletic, make athletic plays, and then move and anticipate moves. And that lands a lot of good players like yourself in the defensive backfield, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's talk about players that maybe you like to watch, pros, college, any guys that you might try to maybe mold your game out or have a respect for.
Jamal Adams, Grant Delpit, like a box safety.
Yeah.
Those type of players.
Those type of players, and they're kind of have a nice little nasty streak in some of those guys. They like to come up and make hits.
Yes, sir.
And kind of control their space on the field, don't they?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It seems like you like to do the same deal.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing better than getting a big stick on somebody, is there?
Feels good.
Feels good. So with Mr. Pleasant coming to town right there, what are you looking forward most, with the Rebels? This will be, your third time playing West Monroe in your varsity career right here. What do you think you guys are going to have to do to maybe come out on top Friday night?
Just play our assignments. Don't do anybody else's job. Make tackles in space.
You make tackles in space, definitely. You got a team that likes to run the football, but then it can also pop the pass.
Yes, sir. We got to stay disciplined.
Stay disciplined. That's right. Stay disciplined. So let's see. What's kind of, since you've come through the feeder system and everything else, you played Neville Junior High, and this is your senior year here at Neville. This year, your last year at Neville, what, goals for the season? What's been your, and maybe what's been one of your favorite moments of being a Neville Tiger?
Just making plays, sacks. Walker Howard, that's my favorite moment of the game.
When you got your sack on Walker?
Yes, sir.
You did. You came in, and you kept faking me out because you're normally in a safety. I kept calling a safety blitz, and I realized you were playing DN.
Yes, sir.
So, either way, but you're right, trying to get through there. And now, a lot more games coming up to make a lot more impressions. So you got the Rebels, then we get next week's homecoming. We play our district schedule, and the sky's the limit for you guys.
Yes, sir, it is.
Any words to maybe your teammates on for coming off maybe a loss? It was a close loss. You guys played your tails off. It just came up a little bit short. So where do you go, to finish this season out? What do you tell yourself?
Just keep your head up. It's just one loss. Plenty of games in the season. That's not our end goal, just to beat Walker Howard and St. Thomas More. We want to win a championship.
It's not a bad mindset to have. That's the way it's got to be.
Yes, sir.
You know, games are week to week. You know, you got to erase last week, wins, losses, whatever, and move on to the next week.
Yes, sir.
And being able to do that, you guys can kind of write your own path for the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Well, Nick, man, I appreciate you coming by and talking with us here on Tiger Talk. Good luck this Friday night and the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, give it up for Mr. Gibson, who has definitely stood out this year for the Tigers. Folks, we got one segment left. We're going to invite Coach Tannehill back into the hot seat and talk about the Rebels. They'll be here at Bill Ruppel Stadium this Friday night. So stay tuned right here on the Neville Tiger Network. This is Tiger Talk live from Melvin's. We'll be right back.
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nuke's, we love to share great food. To delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nuke's Eatery.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see him in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
All right, Tiger fans, welcome back to the final segment here of this week's Tiger Talk. And you see to my right is Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill that rejoins us. And Coach, a few weekly honors that you've got for us here every week. Your players of the week from last Friday night.
Our Origin Bank players of the week on offense was.
Thanks for doing my job for me.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Origin Bank players of the week offensively is A.J. Allen, 360-some-odd yards and 4 touchdowns. And, you know, he talked this week. I know he had a couple interviews. And he really talked well about the offensive line. And,
definitely did.
You know, they did a great job, and he did an excellent job running football. So I was pleased with him. And then defensively, you just spoke to our POW of the week, Nick Gipson.
Yep.
Had an outstanding game. Moved him down, put his hand down on the ground. He moved positions to get a good rush on Walker Howard the other night. I was going to read his stats to you, and just for one ball game, changing positions, you know, he had 4 tackles, he had 1 assist, he had 4 hurries, 4 quarterback hits, 1 sack, and 1 pass breakup. Had an outstanding game.
Definitely an outstanding game.
And you know, and he's one that's been splitting a little time in the back end with Griffin and Jalen and those guys, and he's really. I mean, he took last Friday night that chance to get in there and play and did an excellent job. I mean, just can't say enough about how well he played last week. We about ready to go to Bills?
Yeah, we got the Bills and the Browns. We got our scout team players.
Our scout team players of the week this week on the Bills. Running back Frank Mansfield, great week this week, and Jacoby Wilson is our Browns player of the week. A linebacker, had a great week of practice, and so proud of these guys and appreciate their effort. And you know, we had a pretty good effort out of our scout team this week for practice, and we'll have a hard time deciding who that's going to be. Defensively, they've really given us some trouble this week with what West Monroe does. So hopefully they've made our week better, made our Friday night better by doing a great job on the scout team.
Well, that's you know, a part of this team. I mean, you got 80, 90 players running around out there.
Yep.
And not everybody can get out there on Friday nights, but it's the work that you put in during the week. It makes a big difference for those guys.
And that's that's just something we stress, with our kids. I know that everybody wants to be on the field on Friday night. We've got 11 spots on both sides of the ball. We got some special teams that we try to get a lot of those guys in, and as many times as we can get them in, we're going to get them in. And one way to get on that field more on Friday nights is the effort they put out during practice during the week. So, hats off to these two guys, and hats off to that defensive scout team this week for helping us get ready for West Monroe.
Well, you talk about West Monroe and another visit. I mentioned it with Coach Campbell. Overall, Neville leads 39-14 and 2 ties. So you look at that and it's kind of lopsided.
Yeah, for a long, long time, we were on top of them pretty good. And the last 10 outings we've lost? In the last 25 years, we played them 10 times.
That's correct.
Anytime, too, a big 4A team and a big 5A team play, it's a big deal. But I don't know about you, but I could probably hit a golf ball from our school to their school. Little shot there.
Yeah, there you go, right there. Thank you.
Just across the river, just so close to each other as the crow flies. And, and it's just 2 cities. And, we're going at it. And, it just doesn't get a whole lot bigger as far as a community playing and coming to one stadium to watch 2 teams play. It's going to be standing room only, and everybody's looking forward to this game. And so are we. We get to play West Monroe.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to play, and we have talked about it a lot. The schedule this year with some big 5A powers. But they're natural Neville rivals. With Ruston, Ouachita, and West Monroe. It goes back to the old 2-5A days.
Long time.
That's no matter for years and years and years, a team from 2-5A was playing for either the 4A or the 5A state championship, depending on the
13
year.
years. I think it was 13 years in a row. But in the 80s to the mid 90s, it was somewhere
80
13.
through 94.
Somewhere in
maybe
there.
96. No, 96. Ouachita win. I'm thinking it was a lot.
Yeah.
There might have been one year in there. It might have been 88, 89 that were a team.
No. That's when I played. There were, Ruston was in it, then Ouachita was in it, and then Ruston was in it, and we were in it, in
91, 92, 95.
Yeah,
it was just
years and years of great competition in our district, and it was a great district back in those days, and it's great competition level, just growing up as a kid.
And, like to kind of mention that I guess they got a gold out going on for this Friday night. So they're gold out. They're encouraging all the fans to show up in their in their gold. So, take that down, write that down, go by, get you a shirt from H. Michaels. Hopefully they got plenty of gold left down in there. But
should have plenty of gold around here.
They should. A lot of black and gold. You saw it. But with the Rebels, all right, you've got Coach Arledge, who's been there forever.
Since 1992.
Has been there since 92. He came in with Coach Showles and then took over and has just been known for his defensive – he was a defensive coordinator
there in 90.
I think he was there in
my brother and them. So, he was there in 90, yeah.
But nevertheless, taking over for Don Showles and then coming in, and nothing's changed. They have an attacking defense. They're big. They're fast.
Always been really good on the defensive side of the ball. They take their most athletic kids that either are a quarterback or, a tailback, and – they put them on defense. And, their front line's always been really strong. But, this year in particular, they've got some, their safeties going somewhere pretty big. And then they got a corner that's going somewhere pretty big. So, secondary-wise, they're probably as good as they've been in a long time. So, that's definitely going to challenge our receivers and quarterbacks. And
You got the senior safety in Howard. You also have Pleasant that shows up back there when he has to, and Rayshawn is not a bad athlete himself.
No, he's a pretty good player.
From the running back deal. You got a familiar name at linebacker in Tag Banks, and Tommy Banks was on the team the last time Neville beat West Monroe.
I was watching that game. I was still in college and
95. Yeah, I came back to watch. My brother was on that team in 95. That went on to.
Well, it was a bunch of people. I think Aaron Dietrich had that on his Facebook or.
He did. If you can follow our Facebook page or anything, you want to go back and see some highlights. Aaron posted that. There was some old footage. That was before Dietrich, I believe, had come to Caden.
Wow,
that tells you how long that's been. But
I tell you, the Harvey kid.
Yeah, Brock Harvey, the big defensive end.
And they'll stand him up, they'll walk him out, they'll bring him down, they'll put his hand on the ground. They move him all over the place. So, he's a major part of their defense and was a good player last year also.
The two teams tangled in the Bayou Jam, ended up with an 8-6. I guess you could call it a victory in the scrimmage there in the driving rainstorm at the end. The Tigers scored late to almost tie that ball game up, but it was a
little wet.
It was a little wet. I mean, the skies opened up. People were grabbing for anything they could to get out of that. It's not going to be. We're hoping it's not going to be that way this Friday night. I believe so. I believe the forecast is kind of opening up a little bit. So hopefully we won't have any of those considerations to make. But what does Neville have to do? Not only to come off, you had a very emotional loss last Friday night, and then you've got a big-time rival opponent this Friday night. What does Neville have to do maybe mentally to kind of get themselves prepared this Friday night?
Well, that's the thing, the message all week long was don't allow the St. Thomas More loss to carry on this week. And all in all, we've done a pretty fair job of that. Today was a lot better than, Monday and Tuesday. We got a little bit better each week, each day. I'm going to spit it out in a minute. But it's just something that you have to get over. When you play 5 games like we've played, just hammering for 5 weeks in a row, it takes a toll mentally and physically on you. And, luckily we're healthy for the first time in a couple of years playing these guys. So, there's no doubt in my mind we're going to play with great effort Friday night. It's just we have to limit turnovers, got to make sure we score touchdowns in the red zone and let the cards where they fall, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm having trouble on this. Finish this last segment tonight.
That's all right. Your cliche game is not
off tonight.
Is off.
Yeah,
but as speaking of Coach Speak, Coach Arledge is always known for some things on that side of the river. And if we were to have Coach Arledge on our deal, he'd probably tell you how bad that they've been playing, and they're just hope to hang in there and things like that. And it's an adage that goes back. Coach Brown was a master of that.
I think Coach Ruppel taught all of them how to do it. He would almost pass out talking about it. And just remembering him when I was a little kid, and Coach Brown would just tell everybody how good the other team. He would just basically scare us like, oh my God, if we don't play our very best, we're not going to beat these guys. And then we come rolling out of the tunnel down there and just get on somebody. And it was always a great pregame speech that Coach Brown would give us. And Coach McCarty was pretty good at it too. Now he could get them ready to go for the game.
Now, you're talking about pregame speeches. What's the theme for this week? What's that message going to be to your team?
Just finish the game, play 4 full quarters. Lose with 8 seconds last week. It's just finish the game. I mean, play it all the way to the last whistle, and just play as hard as you can play for as long as you can play.
Well, we're looking forward to Friday night. Going to be a lot of people at Bill Ruppel Stadium. Tigers going to need another big night from their players. A.J. Allen, the offensive line, the defense is going to have to come back bow its neck. I mean, they know what's coming. It's going to be an all-out battle when these two teams take the field. So, Coach, final thoughts. Just Any final words for
I'm just looking forward to Friday night and seeing how we react from last week, and just our goal is to get better and be the best team we can be by week 11, and that's what we're trying to do as a staff and as a team, and this game right here just helps us prepare for another type of offense to get ready to go in the playoffs, and that's how we're approaching it. It's not a you blow this out of proportion, then it gets a little crazy on mentally, and this week is no different than last week. It's a football game on Friday night. We're going to have to get after them. Day by day, week by week. It's not a bad way to go about a football season. So, Coach, as always, thanks for the time here. Thank you. On Wednesdays here at Melvin's, and thanks to Melvyn Dan McCoy for graciously hosting us every Wednesday night during football season, and thanks to the fans that came out to support us here. So for Coach Tannehill and Will Anders back there directing stuff, I'm Stewart Shelby. We'll be back on the air Friday night as the Tigers take on the Rebels live from Bill Ruppel Stadium right here on the Neville Tiger Network. Thanks for watching, everybody.